amplifying me a little bit more. Doesn't use the video drivers and stuff. That could be it. Here, I'll just fire up YouTube.
Yeah, go to the
iPads.
Yeah, go to the YouTube one.
They told me, son, special.
Hearing motorbikes.
Yeah, it's up.
I love it.
You've never played this. Have you watched another play of it?
They were right.
I think I started, or... Oop, I think the timer went.
Yeah, you're behind.
I think I've seen the opening.
Probably. A lot of people have it. It's pretty famous. Titanic reference there. And this is not the I'm doing this because it's a 10th anniversary, and I really like the game. There is an enhanced version. I don't have that. This is the 360. It still looks pretty good, I think.
Yeah. So I want to apologize to everyone who was looking forward to more
Marathon.
Rubicon. Sadly, yeah, having power issues here at the residence, so we're going to be changing a transformer. Hopefully we should be fine by the weekend, so fingers crossed. That's why I sound terrible.
What's the name of the airline in Lost? Fake
Oceanic.
airline? That's Oceanic. Maybe you shouldn't name your airline a thing that indicates water crash.
Or you're flying over it, yeah.
Wow, pretty convenient that we crashed right here next to this thing. I mean, you know, in the middle ocean, I'd really be screwed.
I'd be confused. One doesn't, you know, imagine an obelisk sticking out of the middle of the ocean. Oh, Peter Workman says, yes, absolutely, you guys should do SS2.
Yeah, System Shock 2 actually has co-op. I don't think the original does, and there's a remake in the works, so I think we absolutely will be doing some of that, if for no other reason than to compare Durandal and Shodan.
I've just heard so many things about it. Oh, Lee's in the chat. Hi, Lee. Yeah, Rin says Oceanic and Jira? Yeah, Jira is the other airline. It was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Blackstar is going to be delayed a little bit.
A little.
Watching this, he's watching this on the YouTube.
It's everyone else.
Yeah, with everybody else. And I tried to stream it separately to him on Mixer, but Mixer won't let me do it. I don't know why. I'm going to show what happens when I go over here. If I go to Mixer, broadcast your game, it says broadcast another game. This game or app can't be broadcasted. And I know it's not the 360 emulation because I installed Alan Wake, and that worked. Okay. Oh.
It's a feature.
A quote from Andrew Ryan. What country is there? In what country is there a place for people like me? Odds are key.
So, like, I wouldn't join a club that would have me as a member?
Kind of. I wouldn't pay taxes to a country that didn't recognize how awesome I am. It's only slightly simplified from the game, which is a simplified version of the original.
I'd still be very confused about how this isn't sinking into the ocean. The ocean's supposed to be pretty deep, so where are we?
We're at a light. We're at a lighthouse in the middle of the.
Okay.
Pillars of this society. Science. Industry. And technology. It sounds like, I mean, it sounds like an MST3K joke right from the go. Art, science, and technology. Twist turning things and adjusting them. Okay, I'm gonna try not to drag this out. I mean, I love just walking around in this game world.
Looks very pretty.
It is, and again, this is a 10-year-old game. And so yeah, I mean, okay, the textures aren't up to standards that people are used to now, but in terms of, I mean, the difference between graphics and art, right? I mean, these graphics aren't state-of-the-art, but it is still state-of-the-art art. 10 fathoms. I used to know what a fathom was. Oh, cool, an educational film. Fire at your fingertips. Incinerate. Plasmids by Ryan Industries.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question.
Rin says, would you kindly redact it?
Yeah, he's hinting at sport.
Of his brow.
Oh, is already?
No,
Jeez, man. I just started.
Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican.
I think there's going to be a lot of bubbles.
God. No,
Yeah,
says the man in Moscow. It belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose rapture. A city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, rapture.
Great. He's in the chat. Huh? How's it going, man?
As well.
Yeah, Leah says pretty much all the game graphics from 2005 on look the same to me. Yeah, this is the threshold of quality. It's written, never Bioshocked. I'm Bioshockless. He says audio's good. Rin says audio's good. I mean, I'm gonna sound like crap because I'm on my headset, but...
I don't know. You best get over there. And be quick about it. The splicers are coming. You gotta be kidding. How do you know someone's even coming? Because we got a bathysphere on its way down. That means we've got company.
I always thought that was a great opening. I mean, lots of people. There are certainly nits to pick with the game in lots of ways, but it's got a nice presentation.
Just one more minute. Spear!
Oh, Gray says he missed the stream last night. Yeah, a bit early. That's okay, Gray.
Get him
You
out!
can watch this on demand.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
Just don't hurt me. Just let me go.
Welcome to Rapture. Oh, I like this. You can save the game anytime from the options menu. In-game designers.
Yeah, you
that
can
would be a
skate.
nice
You can
feature.
save scum this,
Aliens.
and in addition, the world doesn't reset when you respawn.
Oh, cool. Oh, Gray says Bioshock is a pleasant surprise, so I think you picked well.
Yeah, I wanted to pick a single-player game that you hadn't seen, so that you wouldn't be losing anything by not being able to. Hello.
Ooh.
Licensed sound effects.
Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio? I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive. Now keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground.
I'm Atlas, and I've got a particular set of skills.
Take a deep breath and step out of the bathysphere. I won't leave you twisting in the wind. We're gonna need to draw her out of hiding, but you're gonna have to trust me.
Oh, Gray says, yeah, he says this is a great game, but he didn't play it until after he played Infinite, so he saw this out of order too.
I like Infinite too, actually. I mean, again, it's there are plenty of valid criticisms made of all of the games.
I like the Art Deco, but it definitely seems very creepy.
Oh, it is very creepy, and also very Art Deco.
Two great tastes.
I'm stuck on a suitcase.
Oh, Tryhard Steve's in the chat. Hi, Tryhard.
Just a bit
Oh, yeah, I'm on my headset. He says the volume's a bit quiet.
Game volume or the chat volume?
Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something? Bloody splicer. Seal Johnny in before they...
Aw, but he still loves us. That's sweet. Thanks, man. Oh, he says both. Can you crank it? Yeah, it could be your monitoring is just a little high.
Wondering if my local volume adjustment affected the levels. I'm off as well. Let's see. I'll just try to get closer.
A trip to fresh air? Then save up to see Steinman?
The ladies will be knocking at my door. I got my prophylactics.
Remember how to play this. That was great.
Wow, it's got a cool coughing. Oh, point blank, yes. This is Bioshock. For anybody who came in a little late, we're doing a one-off for this, so I apologize we didn't have Rubicon tonight, but I'm having power issues where they're replacing a transformer tomorrow, so I can't risk losing any equipment. I think I've already lost a 300-watt subwoofer due to power surges, so I'm kind of mobile. So Narc's playing a one-off of a first-person. And I'm joining you via my iPads and iPhones. Phil Mysterious says, I don't recognize this Rubicon level.
Andrew Ryan blank, yeah. I don't know, I could see some parallels between Andrew Ryan and Durandal. This is what I don't like about this thing. It's one of those things where you can loot containers and bodies, and you can pick up items, but when you see food items that are just out, you don't really pick them up, you just eat them. And if you have full health, you've basically just wasted them.
Oh, gotcha. See, I would do that a lot.
Yeah, it's a thing. Alright.
Oh yeah, we've been dealing with power issues for a couple weeks, point blank, and it's not been fun. But I'm gratified to know that I was right 6 weeks ago when I said the transformer was bad.
Your genetic code is being...
Oh, Tryhard Steve says, please only use the wrench for the entire game.
Well, you know,
do that?
If there, yeah, I think people do. If there's a criticism to be had, one of them is that for a game that, on some level, is a first-person shooter, is not that interesting as a shooter.
Looks like he just had his cherry popped.
And doesn't really have much in the way of interesting guns.
Yeah, the drug use I think was a little creepy to me at the time.
Let's buck. Weak! You're a weak chopper. This little fish ain't worth towing it with no big...
Gray wants to know what you're playing on. He's still doing the Xbox One, I think.
No better off with Metal Daddy, little fish.
Yeah, I'm playing this on Xbox One in backwards compatibility mode. This is the original game for Xbox 360, not the enhanced version. We literally only had a little time to put this together and plan it.
Yeah, sadly, I kind of spring this on Narc last minute,
Didn't
so
involve
he's
buying
quite
a new game.
Yeah. Rin says, nah, PC, I think it's supposed to say
Mustard race. Yep.
Mustard race. Oh, point blank, thanks,
But I like
RIP
mustard.
subwoofer. Thank you, it was my nice clip. 300. Hopefully I didn't lose any of the other stuff.
Well, the driver is still okay, right? I mean, you're still just talking about, what, the electronics, right? The power supply and a power supply, amp, and a crossover.
No, my room is still smelling of burnt electronics. There was a loud, bright light flash and poof and smoke. Oh, Leah says, I've always wanted to rewrite my genetic code. Really?
Hey, who hasn't? I mean, really.
Yeah, please find me the skinny gene.
Yeah. So, the thing about this is that even after the experience of playing 2 Bioshock games, when I got to Infinite, I started it on, I think it's easy difficulty level, and at that level, you could play it just like a traditional shooter, meaning, trying to kill things with guns. If we will get through there? Right? There we go. It's just not interesting to play that way. And it isn't until the higher difficulty kind of forced me to use the other things, which in Bioshock 1 and 2 is plasmids, and in Bioshock Infinite they're called something else. But the special powers.
Right. I always found this terribly complicated, but I'm kind of an
actually,
idiot,
they're not.
so.
I mean, they're not that bad. In this case, basically, it just maps to whatever hand you're using, right? So I've got this electric bolt on my left hand, and so you activate it by pulling the right trigger. I don't have a gun, but I do have a wrench, so that's the right trigger.
In a saltwater environment, though, aren't you going to electrocute yourself?
Well, if you were standing in it, yes.
Aren't you standing in it?
Well, there's lots of water everywhere, but
Yeah.
there are opportunities to use the environment to your advantage, kind of like in Divinity, in terms of various powers against the environment. I want to smoke a cigarette now.
Gray says, yeah, the wrench is the only equivalent to the fist-only playthrough marathon.
Yeah. Now, the real question is, when they mean that, do you mean like wrench only and no plasmids? Because that would...
Splicer! Give him the combo. Zap him, then whack him. 1-2 punch.
Point blank, the skinny jeans? Do you want that boot cut? Oh, I want everything cut.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So the whole idea here is they really try to sell you on it right away, is the idea of using the powers and the weapons in combination with each other instead of just... Did I cough after I killed him?
And the potato chips. Don't forget the potato chips.
He's dead. Huh? Disturbing.
Does that mean he has a burial at sea?
I didn't touch. Tell Ryan I'm sorry. No, I won't do it again. No, please, don't do that. Oh. She's so stuck up.
Grace says, point blank, for a second I thought, what does skinny jeans have to do with genetics?
That guy's on fire.
Underwater. That's the skill.
But I should have.
Yeah, Gray, I'm right there with you.
She always sent them back.
Now, one of the criticisms I've always had of this game, and I think it happens to a lot of Unreal Engine games, is that they're nowhere near as good as Bungie's games that they built on the Halo engine and its variants on localizing audio of characters in terms of modifying the way things sound to represent where a thing is in a space. You will constantly be hearing things that sound like they're much closer to you than they actually are because walls and floors don't appear to have the kind of effect on the way they sound that it ought to.
So situational audio is not the best.
Yeah. Like characters will be like a level below you and around a corner, and there should be like muffling and echo, and there won't be.
I've got a family. I need to get them out of here. But the splicers have cut me off from them. If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then maybe, just maybe... I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now, but you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again.
Now, that guy down there is probably
Go
the
to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
world's tiniest violin playing a dirge for Atlas's family. Yeah, like this. Okay, now you're gonna have to catch up, but now I'm looking at a scene where ahead of me, around a corner, not very far, is a female character who's talking to herself. And
this is happening.
That's not a good sign.
The audio sounds like a person who's standing almost right in front of me. Like the directionality is okay,
but the distance is off.
But yeah, the distance is off. So you'll constantly be hearing things that sound like they're way closer than they are.
Yeah, Phil says Marty made made sure that the audio was top notch on whatever game he worked on. One of his favorites he worked on was Riven. I didn't know Marty worked on Riven.
Yeah.
Oh man, see, I've always wanted to go through that series and I never did.
Destroyed our bodies, our minds. We couldn't handle it.
I even wanted to get the missed books. I was working at a bookstore when those games came out, and I never read those either. I felt so bad. I'll do those one day.
Okay, now I has gun. That's okay. I'm gonna keep it on the wrench for a while. I don't promise wrench only, but I mean I'll see what can be done. And I'll ignore the guns. The guns aren't that great anyway. They really aren't. The powers are where it's at. Oh yeah.
Ah.
Powers are where it's at. No, I don't need to get.
Yeah. Hey, everybody needs to get drunk. Gray says lullabies can really creep him out. I'm right there with you, dude.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean she was singing a lullaby to a gun, so that's kind of. Yeah, here. This voice.
It's my Adam. I
It almost sounds like there's a very flat and linear filter that's being applied, so that like there is some change over distance, but it doesn't seem to take into account surfaces or walls.
Last time,
It almost seems like the only thing they're doing is changing volume. You know, like the further away a thing is, it gets a little bit quieter. It's still too loud, but it doesn't seem to be affected by the environment the way it ought to be.
Give me my atom! Come on!
Charlie!
Yeah, like this. That
Charlie,
door's...
where you going?
See, the door's closed, and all it was
Charlie!
quieter compared to... Oh, you got a gun.
Gotcha.
First class soundtrack too. Oh wow, we're gonna get flagged here. Maybe I should
Turn that down a bit.
I wonder if I can turn the music volume down. See, but I don't want to affect the soundtrack itself. What I want to affect is like the music on the radios and the players
Right.
around. Because the soundtrack is good.
Oh, Gray wants to know, has anybody played Seventh Guest? I vaguely remember Seventh
No.
Guest.
Seventh Guest was one of those games that I think like we didn't have a computer that could run it back in
No.
the day. And I think the one that we could have that was new was that I wanted that I never played was Phantasmagoria.
Yeah.
If you spot a splicer in the water, hit him with the electrobolt.
Yeah, so those guys both got. don't have to wait a wrench on them. Have anything?
Toro just joined the chat. Hi, Toro. He says, wow, this chat is lightning. I can't even read it. Want to slow it down a little? All of our videos are like that, Toro. You should know. We've got 10, possibly 15 people at a time.
There are also a bunch of modifier items like cigarettes and alcohol that I just like never tend.
Yeah, Phil says he wanted to play Seventh Guest, but never did. Ray says, yeah, I remember playing it and being, whoa, look at those cutscenes. Actually, I'd love to go back to the Halo series and say, oh my god, because I can remember Narc when he first came to check it out on the SDTV and was amazed at the level of graphics on the original Xbox. And we used to joke saying, you know, in 10 years we're going to laugh at how these graphics look.
They're still good though.
Oh, they look great, especially for the day. But yeah, you know, 16, 17 years is a long time for games.
Too spliced up. I'm too spliced up. Nobody's gonna want.
Hey, keep in mind, you're also talking to a pair of brothers who are epitome of gaming technology when we first started was Pong.
Yeah, we've still never definitively figured out which those Pong console.
Nope, I did. I found it. It was that TV one. I sent you a link.
No, but that's not how I remember it looking exactly. It's close. Like if
Well,
you
there were two colors. One was yellow, one was orange.
No,
I
but
think
it's
we
the
chose
shape.
The yellow one.
But it's the shape to me that's off. I mean, like if you were to write down a description of vaguely how the thing looked in terms of its shape and its color, like that translates to what that one looked like. But my memory of it is slightly different, and I don't know whether it's just that that's not a reliable recollection or what.
I
It's
remember
possible.
it because the button, there was a metal bracket around the buttons that was held on by this horrible adhesive, and over time it had come off. And I remember where all those things were and the paddle type. It was the colored plastic that funny angles I could never quite reconcile with the Pong devices of the time. But once I saw that, yeah, that's the one.
Well, Apple IIe, we did lots of gaming on the Apple IIe. We never owned one, but we had them at school,
No.
and a neighbor had one, so we had played lots of
Yeah, they had a 2E.
Wavy Navy, Hard Hat Mac.
Oh God. Mm-hmm. Actually, put Hard Hat Mac to school.
Wizardry, the original Wizardry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Choplifter. Come on, you gotta
Choplifter,
remember
yeah.
Choplifter. That was one of my favorites. Yeah, Rin says, get up was better. Leah said, oh dear, Pong's got me beat. She started on an Apple IIe. Gray Fox, yeah, do you know good Portville?
Don't be fooled. She's a little
He says he's never, he's not sure. He's never tried the iOS version.
girl into a monster. Whatever you thought about right and wrong on the surface, well, that don't count for much down in
Is there
Rapture.
a zoom? Yeah, I don't think.
Those
Oh,
little sisters,
Leah remembers Choplifter.
they carry atoms. The genetic material.
Ray still got his 2E. All right. You go, dude.
Everybody wants it. Everybody needs it.
I think the oldest machine I have in the house is an old iMac.
There's actually a web emulator for 2E now, I think.
Oh, Phil's remembers Scarab of Ra.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
I remember Pharaoh's Curse on the 64.
Right, the 64. We had a lot of games
I love
on the
that one.
64.
Oh, Karateka. Oh, see, Gray
Karateka,
Fox, yes,
yeah.
Karateka was his jam. I remember Narc and I, we used to go up to, what was that? Was it Electronic Boutiques uptown that had Karateka
No, that
demo?
was later. There was actually a store named Sierra
Sierra.
in
okay.
town. And as far as I tell, there were no connection to Sierra Online, the developer and publisher of all those other adventure games. It
Yeah,
was a
it was just
local
a different
store.
name.
And we used to go in. I mean, I feel bad now. We were so bad to those people. We abused their
were.
showroom to play games.
Totally.
We used their hardware to copy games. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, and they had to know it. I mean, those guys were not that dumb. They had to know what we were doing.
I don't think they
And
paid attention to us
they,
that much.
They let us. Or actually, it was just that business was so bad that it was better to let a bunch of kids hang out in the school and
Right,
pirate stuff
they
than it was to have nobody in the store. I don't know.
They were probably lonely. I mean, you know how much those went for back in the day. Oh, Robert, Bob Robertson's chat. Hi, Bob. Yeah, Frogger. He has a question on Frogger. I remember the first time we played Frogger at a friend of ours, Atari 2600 in New Hampshire, and my father was playing it so much. He got so frustrated he was
Frogger.
throwing the controller.
Combat, Warlords.
Ooh, Leah's
2600.
got a clamshell iBook. Solid machine. Wow, survived my first
I never
trampling.
had
That's a good
one of those.
My friend Tara had one once. She actually randomly decided to buy one at CompUSA one day. Oh, says, yeah, can somebody quickly explain the bad guy / setting of this game? Yeah, Narc, you want to take that?
Oh, okay. You know what? I've been kind of quiet about doing that just because I kind of assume that everybody knows it. I kind of assume that Blackstar, you're the only one who hasn't played this, but
Yeah, I'm close.
hello there, lady with a gun. Okay, so your ordinary rank and file bad guys are referred to as splicers. We are in the underground objectivist utopia of Rapture, and most of the enemies we face are people who have been habitual users of a substance known as Eve, which in combination with some genetic modifications gives people what are basically superpowers, most of which are in some way violent, and the abuse of these powers has led to the downfall of this society.
Or as Rin would say, under the sea.
We have arrived here as a result of a plane crash, and we entered next to the crash site a lighthouse in the middle of the ocean, rather coincidentally, that led down here.
Yeah, Leah says she's watched her friends play but never understood what was going on. That's like me every day, Lynn.
And I am playing on normal difficulty in case anybody.
I was curious if you were going to push the difficulty to challenge yourself.
No, I haven't played this for years. So
it's like,
it is still a
why
shooter,
torture
but
yourself?
the controls are not exactly the same as modern shooters.
Oh, Phil,
I thought I would
Phil
give myself a
mentions
little
Warlords.
leeway. Yeah,
Remember
Warlords.
Warlords?
One of the
Oh,
few
yeah, we
games we
played
had,
that.
you played with a paddle.
Yeah. I remember being pretty good at Warlords.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I do. I remember the chagrin to dead on many occasions.
Oh, well, okay.
Don't you disrespect me!
Oh, I missed that one.
Hey, you can't get one of those suits, can you?
You're jumping the gun a little.
And, oh, am I? I was just guessing. I just saw the Big Daddy lying there, and I thought, huh, did you actually get one of those? That's what those are called, right? The Big Daddies?
Yeah, Big Daddies.
Okay, that I have heard.
It's Ryan! Goddamn Andrew Ryan! He's found us! Damn it! He shut off access to Neptune. There's another way to get there. Head to medical. What are you waiting for? Go!
Waiting for an engraved invitation.
Rin says number and word munchers. I don't remember those.
Yeah, Phil, we're brothers. That was kind of the whole idea. Was like,
oh yeah,
hey, let's play games co-op and record it.
And the cool thing is that currently Narcogen is all the way on the other side of the planet. He's 11 time zones away. So for us to be able to do this is actually kind of neat and a hallmark of how far technology has progressed.
Which one of the bitches said to you?
Oh, Gray still got his Power Mac 7100. Woo.
Oh wow.
Here's the news.
I had a 7275.
Sunken ship for you to.
Well, I've had too many to list.
Which was a purchase I regret, sort of.
Hey, purchase I regret was paying twice as much for that 6100/60 from you.
Twice as much as what?
I paid 4 bills for that thing. It was only worth 2.
That's not true. Oh.
Sure it is. You wanted to get the G3, so you won that off on the quote-unquote consumer who was actually me at the time.
No, I'm saying it's not true. It was only worth 2. Max hold their value.
Get out of there! Get out!
I guess I should leave.
Well, technically, she says I'm all in the way of the other side of the planet with my sisters, with whom she plays Minecraft.
Yeah.
Got that idea from watching yours. Oh, cool! Wow. Well, I'm glad we were able to be of assistance. I hope you guys have fun with it. Yeah, Phil says, I didn't know that much of your social dynamic makes sense now. Yeah, it does. We have kind of rapport. Holy cow, 11 time zones. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. What the difference now is 10 hours, because the U.S. does daylight savings and we don't.
Yeah, we flip-flop. But we got the Eclipse. You didn't get any of the Eclipse, did you?
Oh no, the Eclipse was like North America only, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think.
USA. USA.
Don't.
I don't feel so great. I'm dizzy, I'm nauseous, and sometimes I'm even seeing things that aren't there.
That's just the plasmid blues, Mary. You just need to slow down a bit on the splicing before you...
Oh, I don't mind saying. I'm in Massachusetts, and Narcogen is in sunny downtown Kazakhstan.
Yeah, like these people are above me, and it sounds like this ceiling basically doesn't exist because I can hear them quite clearly.
Well, the hearing dynamics, would
okay,
be
all right,
important for people.
We're gonna hack a thing. Mini game. Let's see.
That'll be fun.
Oh yeah. So the other thing that you can do in addition to your superpowers, with which we will get more later, is that there are turrets and cameras to hack that gives you these guys that will help you against other enemies.
You call that 10 if you serve that in any...
Oh, they want to know his older Narc is. He's got 2.5 years on me. Point Blank says, it's kind of funny. I always assumed you're related, but never asked. Leah says, strange how many people I know from Kazakhstan. Really?
Who's the other person you know from Kazakhstan?
I only know 2 myself. Oh, Arrow's in the chat. Hi, Arrow. Yeah, we're doing Bioshock. Weird explanation. Dealing with power issues at my residence, therefore, we're doing a one-off rather than Rubicon because I don't want to fry computers.
Darn it, I'm gonna blow this hack. I'm not paying attention to how this works. So it gives you, it actually hurts you when you fail a hack on a machine.
Really? Now, can you die if you're too low the health?
I think, yeah. If I tried to hack a machine with low health, it probably would kill me. Maybe we'll have a chance to test that.
Gray Fox says he doesn't mind a good minigame. I don't mind if they're cute. I just or fun enough. For me, sometimes it's like distracting because of the tension at the moment. It's goofy. Like doing the alien isolation stuff, I get frustrated by those little mini things sometimes because like I'm about to have my head bit off.
I would say the problem with the minigame in this is that it kind of starts off as an interesting idea with a little bit of challenge because of the time pressure, but then it gets modified so heavily by abilities you can purchase that it becomes very easy, and never evolves to offer any new level of challenge.
Yeah.
You've basically seen the whole thing now. What happens is that like the chance of getting a bad pipe segment that hurts you and puts you back goes up. The speed of the liquid increases. Almost everything bad that can happen to you as a result, though, can also be countered with a special ability. And by the end of the game, you've more than compensated for all of it.
So damage becomes negated if you goof it. I gotta say, the art direction is spectacular.
Yeah, so like they're splicers fighting each other, and a turret over here, so I almost don't need to do anything, at least at the moment. Turrets are also cute. They make this mechanical noise. It sounds like they're humming to themselves.
Oh, Greg says, yeah, the minigames in Isolation were not very good. I think they were there to just add the tension. Yeah, I agree. I think there's enough tension in that game, though. Especially playing it in the dark.
Oh, and I don't have the camera yet. I forget how late that comes in.
It doesn't seem to handle shadows very well, though. Some games don't. If I didn't care.
We appreciate your
If you want to use the emergency access, you'll be needing Dr.
Wow, you brought a wrench to a gunfight.
He's the one running this place.
Well, hey, it's what the chat requested, so I will push it till it breaks.
Steinman ain't that kind, and frankly, I'm not even sure he's still human.
Yeah, Grace says he lost the Isolation. Yeah, if you get a chance, man, some of it's good, some of it's painful because I get so immersed in it. I'm very much a person who gets buried into games. I really, I pretend I'm there. It's very much an immersion for me.
This game is great.
Yeah.
Hold on a second there. Remember what Andrew Ryan said. You do that, the bandits
Now, let's see what I'm...
win. Take your family to Fort Frolic and Arcadia. Go out and shop. It's the rapture way of life.
Oh, Phil says, yeah, in Marathon, I like the flamethrower minigame where you kill bad guys with a flamethrower instead of a normal gun. Can't have that. It'll break the flamethrower. Yeah, I haven't gotten to the flamethrower yet. I'm looking for that. I haven't even gotten the torch yet.
So you forget what I'm supposed to do here.
Aha. Cute map.
Steinman was in the medical pavilion, but this doesn't open? Oh, okay. Maybe that's it.
Now, I noticed a little map chevron. Is that there all the time, or is that an option?
I think I
or
might.
is that to tell you
I think
where
I
to go?
might be able to turn it off. It's supposed to. It's where you're supposed to go. They give you a compass item that points at where you're supposed to go. Is there a handle I'm missing? I already triggered the button for. Oh, I should. True. Steinman. Money. is where he wants you to go, but you can't because... Shut off. Go get the key. The key's in Steinman. Steinman's in the medical pavilion.
And the two health indicators that you have there, one is just your regular health and the other is your superpowers.
Ah, okay, here. Electrical override. That's what it was.
Huh.
Now you've rattled the monkey cage. Here they come.
Actually tracks money? Is money useful in this? Do you have to buy
Yeah,
things?
well, see, that's one of the things where things start to break down, is that it's vending machines. There are vending machines everywhere, and because society's... Oh, darn it, I hit it. I ended up with a gun.
Oops.
Now, one
Don't
good
want
thing
that.
about this you would like is that, like the old Mass Effect games, when you go to select weapons, the game pauses. Like, I mean, it really pauses. It doesn't slow down.
Oh, Gray wants to
I
know,
did not
are we going to
mean
have a...
gun.
Yeah. Gray wants to know, are we going to have a D2 clan on Xbox?
Ow, oh, ow.
Stop wasting my time, you horrid monster!
Well, we had just a regular rampy group.
Yeah, we do have a clan. I think I have to do the conversion yet. I haven't done it yet. I know there was a deadline for it, and it's probably...
Lapsed. Oops. Better hope not. Well, there's DBO and there's, so 7th Column. We're both signed up with those. Leah's like, oh, Circus of Value. Yeah, Rin says Napalm is too OP to be kept for more than a few levels. Bill says really OP, except Hunters and Spit. Oh, Ariel wants to know, why do they have vending machines full of ammo? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the question. I mean, we're supposed to believe that somehow the society is functioning enough that vending machines get stocked and that people make money and spend it, but that it's dysfunctional enough that the thing people want out of their vending machines are ammos and a fluid that gives you superpowers, almost all of which are violent. So it's a little bit like, wait a minute, your supply chain should have collapsed. And I suppose you could make the argument that you're just raiding the vending machines for whatever's left in them and they're not being resupplied, but it still feels weird. Like societal collapse here just happened so suddenly that, you know, one day there was a working economy where vending machines sell guns and bullets, and the next day chaos. Which it kind of is, because like you see, everything around is decorated for a New Year's Eve party, and we're supposed to believe basically that the final collapse came on New Year's Eve.
I don't know. Maybe this guy's from the south.
You promised me pretty! Now look at me! Look at me!
Yeah, Chad has some interesting ideas on the marathon use of flamethrowers and napalm. Now, is this also... What era is this supposed to be in? Is this supposed to be...
This is 1960.
60, okay. So this has been around for quite a while.
Yeah, so even the Art Deco here is basically like a revival. You know, it's not...
Yeah.
Not from the original period. It's kind of like the way it's used and stuff like that. It's like a product. Alright, so there's
Do
a
they
gun,
have
gun turret.
Do they have shotguns in this?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Grey Fox want a dual
Alright, so
shotty
we got
for
we got a
D2.
couple of gun turrets in here, and our gun turret is fighting the other gun turret. It's gonna lose, though.
Funny, that seems reminiscent of more of a Valve game. Carol says, yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as Space Station, but you'd think firearms in an undersea facility would be a terrible flooding hazard. I agree. We want an exotic fusion pistol called Zeus for D2. I don't know. Send in your request forms. I don't know if they're taking them yet. So if you saw the videos today, there were a couple D2 European Dead Zone videos that were posted. They did feature a couple different weapons. Some that hark to the originals. Yeah, Leah says, I imagine the pressure differential is actually higher at the bottom of the sea than in a space station. Yep, that's absolutely correct. It's actually harder to design a ship to go under a higher pressure environment than it is to go in space, believe it or not.
Okay, so now I lost my other turret, but now this one's mine.
Remember, all them machines will short out right and proper if you hit them with electrovolt.
Point Blank says, yeah, the fusion pistol was never really his favorite. He honestly liked the standard magnums, which are mainly for their accuracy and dual wieldability. I always had to have a good mouse for that. If I had a bad mouse, I was never good with dual wielding pistols. Oh, Gray has an interesting question. He wonders if you'll lose your light until you get the max level in D2. That's a good question. I'm not sure how they're going to handle that.
Yeah, I don't know. And part of me thinks that they're really not going to let people struggle without having their powers for too long. I mean, they want it to have an impact, but I don't know how interesting they think their game is without those powers, so...
Yeah, Ariel says, yeah, not to mention incendiary devices in a place with a finite atmosphere. Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Point Blank thinks the mags are more stylish. Well, Leah liked the SMG. That was her favorite.
I'm not doing any of the audio logs. There's nothing wrong with them, per se.
Just tonally, they would suck up a lot of time.
Yeah. And I would also say that they're more flavor. Like, they're not... Like, most of the interactions you need to know to understand what's going on in this world will come from characters like Atlas to, interacting with you directly over the radio.
Right. So it's not really required.
So,
it's just
yeah,
flavoring.
a lot of it is flavor and background. Like, if you want to know, how did this place start? Who thought this was a good idea? What did they think they were doing?
Yeah.
The diaries will give you that.
Before it went horribly, horribly wrong.
Well, one can make the argument that where it went horribly, horribly wrong was the start. It's just that the results of it weren't immediately apparent.
Before or after, the vending machines provided bullets. Yeah, Point Blank says, yeah, I'm terrible with the mouse too. I used to be pretty accurate with those arrows for turning and movement. Yeah, I've been a PC / Mac gamer on and off, so I've never really been consistent.
A little slow on the first base. So now we see the revival mechanic because I died.
Yeah, Gray says he thinks it'd be cool if there was a tech class in D2, like a device-based, instead of a magical power base. I thought it'd be cool to actually run as one of the frames, to be not quite, one of the, the mech-style characters that they've had up until now, but actually, like, similar to the Sweepbot. So every time you die, you go to this chamber?
Yeah, every time you die, you get revived in one of those chambers. You don't have full health, and you lose some of your stuff. But everything in the world that you killed stays dead. And things that you wounded stay wounded. So it's possible to win a lot of battles almost through attrition. Because, like for instance, when you start fighting big stuff like Big Daddies, you can get away with just like respawning, shoot at it a bit, respawn, repeat. That works.
Gotcha. Kind of like the Ghost.
Okay, and hacking a vending machine basically gives you better prices.
I think there's a Mario pipe joke along with the elbow mini games.
Yeah, and since we're going all powers and no bullets, I won't bother buying any bullets.
Phil says he wants to play as the Fallen or a hunter from Halo. I always loved the hunters from Halos. We actually had a team in the HBO days, actually, called the Legolos.
Follows my eggolos.
Mm-hmm. Point Blank says, yeah, back on the original Marathon 2 before Crosshairs, I would just draw a square of tape and stick it on my screen. I love it. It really helped me aim with the rocket launcher, which was centered on the screen. I'm terrible with the Marathon rocket launcher. Oh, Gray wants a 4-step exotic as well. Could go on that all day.
Well, I don't know. You could argue that the new Hunter Arc class, what's it called? The Old Answer?
Yeah, they're joking about that. Yeah, the Arc Strider.
That's kind of a 4-step, but I guess it doesn't have the kind of attacks that the 4.
Yeah, but see, now you got to stick dollars in their underwear, and I don't think that's very combat effective.
What is the most vicious obscenity ever?
I'm over!
The Holocaust.
Yeah, see, like that audio cue. Very misleading.
So, does this mean like you're the, I don't know, great-grandfather of Gordon Freeman?
I'll be better next time.
No, I don't know that this character has any descendants.
You sure? Because, I mean, you got
Not
the
sure.
wrench, he's got the crowbar.
Tell me you love me.
Wrench is a System Shock thing.
Yes. Arrange for this one. We take it to more.
I'm your
Well,
private pole
that's
dancer.
Steinman, you can't do anything about that. It's scripted. I don't think you can.
Leah says, yeah, I like how the HD plugins that give you crosshairs have it wrong for the rocket launcher. No wonder I can't hit anything. I will totally blame those HD plugins. Great says, yeah, it's good to see everyone calls it the pole dancer class. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fun ones. I mean, the Sentinel is going to be the Captain America. The Dew Hunter is going to be the pole dancer. What was the other one? Somebody made one about the Warlock, and I forget what they used.
Oh, I can't get up. I can't get out of there.
Rin says D2 has Rubicon confirmed. Yeah, you constantly injecting things doesn't really help like the anti-heroin use crowd.
Yeah, pretty much the whole game is ejecting things.
Oh, is it? Yeah. See, that I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
To be
welcome
fair,
to self-medication town.
The game isn't saying that injecting things is good, technically.
Well, Point Blank was asking Leah, yeah, what do you mean by wrong crosshair? Yeah, I think there's a problem with the setting somewhere in the graphics where it's not accurate for targeting on the rocket launcher. Gray says, yeah, the pole dancer needs some balancing in Crucible. During the beta, I could just run away from them. Yeah, a lot of people had the exact same complaint. There was some pacing on some of the supers that was off. You could just literally hoof it and get away from them. Oh, yeah, Leah says it's too far to the left, which is good for a warning shot, not to shoot around corners, but it causes your long-range shot to miss. I missed 3.5 feet away, so I really am terrible. Wow, you really got a lot of these mini games.
Well, you know what? I mean, this is an optional thing. This is how I choose to play, not how you're forced to play. I like doing the bots and the camera. In fact, what I really ought to do is go over there and get the camera so that it'll stop calling more bots on me. Hold on. Here we go. Alright, so you're actually safe standing under the camera, and when you do the minigame, the game is also paused.
Ah.
So that's another reason for doing the minigame, is that it does pause things.
Oh, Point Blank says, yep, it's 11. Have to get up early, gotta bounce, see y'all. Have a good night, Point. Thanks for jumping in.
Thanks for watching. More marathon next week.
Yep,
Hopefully.
we promise. And Alien on Sunday, so fingers crossed.
Also, hopefully.
Yep.
Okay, so now this camera's gonna stop calling hostile drones against me, but it will call them against splicers that
Cool.
help me out.
So, are you trying to escape? Are you trying to solve a mystery?
Presumably
or
they
are you
don't
trying to
talk
do
a lot.
both?
Like your character doesn't talk, so you don't really get a sense. You pick up that radio, and then this guy Atlas starts talking to you, and presumably what he's offering you is a chance to escape from here if you'll help him escape as well, and that's what guides all the rest of your actions after that point.
Okay, so that's the motivation.
Right.
Okay.
So he's basically suggested to you that this is a place run and created by a guy named Andrew Ryan. He's crazy. We need to defeat him in order to escape. Our more proximate goals are just moving from area to area. Usually requires you to get some device, a key, or hit a switch, and usually that involves fighting some kind of a boss or a mini-boss.
Yeah, Ariel asks, why does reprogramming machines involve plumbing? Wiring I can understand, but plumbing minigame to make no sense as a hack.
They were just looking for a retro aesthetic. I don't know why it's plumbing as opposed to wiring. Maybe they just wanted to be different. Maybe the idea is that all this stuff is pneumatic. Because, I mean, these cameras and turrets behave as if they have some form of...
Don't you mean hydraulic?
Yeah, I guess it would be hydraulics rather than pneumatics. But you see how they're all... I mean, everything is mechanical.
Yes, it's physical.
Electronic.
Yeah. It's trying to be more of the tech of the 40s and 30s.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, but they wanted it to look different. So it could have just as easily been a wiring game. It would be almost exactly the same in most respects.
No, that'd be one of those weird, crazy 50s type
I think
things.
it also made sense of the timing element. Because obviously, if you were rerouting electricity, it doesn't make sense for that to take so much time to propagate and to give you so long to react to it. But the water kind of does now. You know,
Greg
can
says
argue
it's steam powered, which might provoke a lawsuit.
Steam moves pretty fast.
Rin says, plumbing, because underwater.
Yeah, that too as well. I mean, it just reinforces the water thing. Change you just damaged is hacked and friendly to you? What? I didn't damage a machine. He's flying through fire. That's not my fault.
I would have this constant foreboding for fear of drowning.
With genetic modifications, beauty is no longer a goal or even a virtue. It is a moral obligation.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
Force the healthy to live with the contagious. Do we mix the criminal with the law-abiding? Then why are the plain allowed to mingle with the fair?
So the first NPC mini boss guy that you get in here is this Dr. Steinman. So they push the idea of how elitist the society is, because it basically was the idea that, well, the top 1% of society doesn't need the bottom 99. They just need to go off on their own, and all of the genius, creative business types can go off. And so Dr. Steinman is a plastic surgeon who's obsessed with beauty, basically thinks that ugly people don't deserve to live, sort of, or don't have the same rights as other people. And he's obsessed with making beautiful people. And he's gone.
Well, he's obviously never read Michael Douglas, because he knows you still need to have people to sanitize the telephones. Film Series says, yeah, the hacking minigame should be a big bass fishing. You know, you could hack successfully if you catch the big,
Bye, Steinman. I'll see you later.
Weeboyo.
You'll have to find some way to get through to surgery and Steinman. Chin up now. The Lord hates a quitter. I can hear that splicer sounding off like it's the fourth.
Yes, it's like local fringes. Exactly. So if we have the A arc, the B arc, and the C arc, so they wanted to go on the A arc, and now they're all underwater, and look what happened. So obviously their beautiful people society really went sideways. Gray says, I think Bioshock and Fallout need a crossover. That could be interesting. That has potential.
You can also hack a health station, and the neat thing about hacking a health station is that enemies will use a health station, and when they use a hacked one, it hurts them.
Really? That could be fun. Oh, now see, that's funny. I just noticed the health thing where it actually had a red cross, because they can't use that anymore. Do you know that the Red Cross was actually Yeah, they were actually suing a lot of video game companies to try and get them to stop using that, for using the Red Cross, because they own the rights to that symbol. And if you actually look at Halo, Halo had to retroactively fix some of their health packs to, instead of have a red cross on them, they had to change it to a red H for health. Kid you not. So obviously they didn't play this game.
Well, I mean, it is 10 years old.
Well, yeah.
Maybe the retroactive lawsuits are just successful. I should check and see, does the remake use a different symbol?
You know, that is a good question. So, how many levels is this? Do you know?
No, I don't remember exactly how many levels it has. I mean, it's like a 20-hour game.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I'm supposed to use explosives on that thing, and in order to do that, I need the telekinesis plasmid, and in order to get that, I need to go somewhere else, I guess. Kinda don't remember. Back.
So what happens if the drones collide into each other? Do they explode?
They can damage each other. Like, there is friendly fire, so if they get in each other's line of fire, they will damage each other and eventually, you know, catch on fire and blow up.
Ren's gotta go. Alright, Ren, you have a good night. I'll catch you later. Yeah, Leah says, yeah, good thing Marathon uses red circles. See, they were thinking ahead.
Zapped my own turret by mistake.
Gray Fox says, yes, someone also holds the patent on mini games in loading screens. That's why you don't see too many of those.
Yeah, I have heard that story.
Man, everybody owns the patent on... You know what? I want to hold the patent on patents. I'm going to clean up.
Software patents are...
Yep. Actually, I'm surprised the guy who owns the patent on the wrench hasn't sued these guys. Oh, Pie on Forest in the chat. Hi, Pie. Yes, this isn't Marathon.
Sorry.
Having electrical issues, power transformer will be changed out tomorrow. But for this evening, I'm currently on my mobile devices, so we're picking a first person we haven't played before. So
Well, I have
apologies.
played before. You haven't.
I haven't. This is all new
I'm trying to
me.
remember where the telekinesis plasma is. And the game has decided to stop holding my hand and giving me an objective anymore.
So you've got to do it all on your own.
I've got to look for it myself.
Mm-hmm. Now, is anyone here going to help you at all, or are you just here to like wrench everyone to death?
The only friendly NPCs generally.
Just curious.
The only friendly NPCs generally are interacting with you indirectly. They're either like people you see behind doors or windows, or who talk to you on a radio. Most of the characters you see wandering the world are, in fact, not.
Oh, Gray says that the patent is supposed to be up in a year or two, so if you want to renew, get your lawyers now.
See exits.
Oh, Pi says, don't forget to bash the health stations for quote-unquote free health packs. Is that a technique in this game?
I don't know. Usually I tend to hack them. Okay, there it is. Dental is this direction. Oh, did I get the... Okay, I missed a plasmid.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to get from the crematorium the Inferno plasmid that I would use to melt the ice to get into the dental area, so that I can get the telekinesis plasmid, so that I can catch an explosive device to knock down the debris that's preventing me from going through a door. It does get a little bit convoluted in some cases.
I was gonna say.
So where's the crematorium? There it is. Must have missed something.
What is the cleanest? Cheat machine!
I think the most disturbing things are those little robots that sound like bees in your head.
Yeah, I think they're cute.
It can be, but man, I mean, as a kid, I had an incident where I woke up with a yellow jacket in my hair, and when I rubbed my hand through it, it stung me, and woke up with this thing on the end of my finger stinging me, and I had to whip it off.
So there's the incinerate.
Not a fan of bugs on my head.
Light up foes to 1,000 degrees. Warning, fire spreads.
We revealed our thousands and of lives to spoil our home. 1,000 atoms to the man or woman who came
Oh, ow. That's not great.
All roads in Rapture lead to Ryan. Security, the splicers, the big daddies, the little sisters. He pumps some kind of chemical scent in the air. Pheromones, they call it. Makes them all dance to his tune.
Alright, so now I can catch things on fire.
Boris says, I forgot how charming it is to have hack bot followers.
Oh, they're great. I mean, I've lost one. Only got one now, and he's not great.
Well,
He's
you know, fire
smoking.
spreads. Grace Fox says, yeah, bees are never a fun thing to wake up to. I totally agree.
Oh, well, wait, there's a plasma in this game you'll love. I don't know if we'll get that far, but if you don't like bees, I got bad news for you.
Yellow jackets, wasps.
Got bad news for you in this game. Not only is there a plasmid directly bees, there's an apiary where you get attacked by bees.
A rapture reminder.
Oh God.
The bottom of the ocean is our home, but it can also be a dangerous place.
And don't
Any
worry,
leak
downstairs.
is a bad thing. Report any unexplained water promptly.
Oh hey, extra wrench.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm no.
Now we have twice the wrench. Ow. Yeah, the friendly fire factor with the drones is also kind of a problem. Royan. Andrew Royan.
So you also get a water phasmin, so you can put out your fire.
There's an ice one.
Ah, that was close.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
Alright, you drone. Go get her.
Hello? Oh, get the... I'm
Gray Fox says, I think the best game to weaponize bees was Metal Gear Solid 3.
this for me.
I've never played any of those. I've watched some of them, but I've never played. Oh, ow.
Me neither.
Oh, rocket turret. Yeah, those are really cool.
The Burning One's in the chat. Welcome, Burning One. He says, Andrew Ryan, the bloody king of rapture. We'll say this, everybody seems to be bloody in this game.
Well, if they don't start out that way, they end up that way.
Yeah, it's a little, gruesome. Can't you just have your robotic drones, drop off explosives and things?
No, but that's what they're trying to give us. They're trying to give us another plasmid that lets you catch objects that are thrown at you and then re-throw them.
Ah, that sounds cool. Burning One says, yeah, the main plasmids he uses are Electro Bolt Inferno and Winter Blast.
Yeah, and
So-
then that's a good set.
Hot and cold.
Yeah, hot, cold, and electric.
Yeah, but Gray Fox says, yeah, the Metal Gear series, there with Marathon, favorite. Terribly popular. In fact, the only PlayStation I ever had was a PlayStation
We had a
original.
PlayStation 1 for a bit.
Yeah, and that was actually because of Alien Trilogy. Once I saw that, I said, oh, I have to have it. And I spent way too much on a Sears credit card.
See, I don't remember seeing you play that. The only thing I remember watching you play on that console was
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, which
Yeah,
I was,
that was-
not impressed by at the time.
I love the original Resident Evil. That was one of the first games to actually almost give me a heart attack. Pine 4 says, yeah, hot, cold, electric, and bees. My God, they're weaponizing the bees.
Get over here.
Leah says, my friend and I watched used that throwing one more than I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. My friends and I watched use that throwing one more than anything. Here's my question. Can you, recharge batteries and things with that extra superpower thing? 'Cause, man, I wouldn't have to keep running up a car.
I don't know. I never tried.
Yeah, Grey Fox, yeah, he didn't either. He actually rented a PlayStation back when you could do that. I rented a Nintendo 64 to play... Oh, what was that Star Wars game? Shadow of something? Shadows of the Empire, I think it was called. And, of course, GoldenEye for the 64. I remember that. I rented those because I didn't actually buy one. Burning One says, yeah, kind of creepy how the Splicers sing Jesus loves me all the time. Yeah, I find that creepy where anybody sings Jesus loves me all the time.
I think there's something I forgot the safe down here.
I don't think anything is safe down here.
Okay, see, now they give you this meter. The meter shows you how hard the hack is, but there are pickups that let you auto-hack a thing. So since this one is harder than all the other ones, and I have an auto-hack, I just take it.
Gotcha.
And that wasn't worth it for me because it's all bullets and I'm not using any guns. But oh well, you know.
So yeah, so it's better to have melee weapons than the guns, huh?
No, not necessarily. It's just that there's nothing particularly special about the guns. And the powers are almost all more important for success than the gun.
Yeah, Leah says, yeah, at Burning One, he says, yeah, especially given that the Bible isn't down with mules.
Okay, so this is a combat tonic. This is another one of those. This is the second one I've picked up. Basically, they're like, the plasmids are like active things because they're weapons that you put on a hand, and the tonics are like passive bonuses. So I've got one that improves my hacking, and this one basically makes the wrench do more damage. So obviously, for this play, we want that.
How do you increase the damage of a wrench?
Oops, darn it.
Tape another wrench to it?
It's the... trying to find a button that allows me to equip the tonics.
I'm wondering why all the electricity still works.
I've had one that I haven't equipped. It's just...
Yeah, what is the power source down here? Is it something like hydroelectric?
How would that work?
I don't know. Underwater,
from water
I'm
falling
confused.
from one place to another? We're under the ocean.
Yeah.
Where's water falling to here?
Well,
Oh,
not
poor
only
Tart.
that-
Poor Tart tried to
Gravity well,
follow
maybe.
me into the vent and couldn't make it.
Oh,
And
poor
now
thing.
he's stopping me from getting out.
Oh!
So you can reboot. Alright, so it said telekinesis was in dental. I haven't... that.
Oh, Pion 4 says wrench jockey plus lightning plasmid equals game beaten.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. I mean, it's not that hard to come up with some combinations that are so good it makes you wonder why you would do anything else except to experience the variety. So a lot of times you end up changing to something else, not because you need to, but just because you feel like it.
Feel like it? Yeah. Yeah, Leah says, yeah, but you don't mess around with genetics. Burning One says, yeah, you rely solely on plasmids only. That would be an interesting challenge mode. Pion 4 says, no escape from the Bob
yeah,
jams.
so there you go. There's the shotgun.
No matter what game you're in, Pion 4, we can't escape the Bob jams. Oh, Burning One says, no, the entire city is powered by underwater volcanoes. It's thermo. So it seems
Oh
to
yeah,
be
you know that's right. I forgot. There's a whole
Thermal
level
power.
devoted to showing that, so I should have realized.
Ah, thank you, Burning One.
That's all your time is good
Heart is just hurting me at this
for.
point.
Never amount to anything.
Yeah, Ariel Wilson says, yeah, the only power sources that don't consume oxygen are hydroelectric and nuclear.
Illegal.
Ariel says wind obviously won't work. I don't know. Could figure out some kind of like an Archimedes screw, maybe. Yeah, Burning One says, yeah, they have a garden down there to produce endless oxygen, so obviously there is plant life. But yeah, I guess it's geothermal. But obviously, he didn't save them.
Well, what was it going to save them from? I mean,
well, you know, you got to think that wars and social problems and everything are due to lack of resources or issues of survival as opposed to political or economic conflicts.
Here, not real.
Yeah.
Although there is a resource that everybody is competing over, but that resource isn't necessarily water or power or anything like that. It's literally the materials they use for their genetic modification.
Right.
The atom that they use to give themselves modifications, and the Eve that they use to power their abilities. That's what the whole little sister big daddy economy.
Right. Oh, Planet Force says, all right, let's not get too deep into the logistics of Rapture. I don't know, I'm just starting. I don't know if I want to go too far down the rabbit hole. Yeah, Leah says, yeah, they could do tidal power on ocean currents. Not easy, but they could have gotten this far. Yeah, that's true. Says, yeah, the set also runs on magic slugs.
Yes, that's also.
Says, yeah, there are lights on the buildings. It's a natural compound. The slugs are. It's not magic. Yeah, I think, you know, they have some, you know, chemosynthesis type stuff, you know, like the bioluminescent things like fireflies and stuff like that. So I think there's some sea creatures where theoretically you could do it, but I think they're only at certain depths. So I don't know technically how far down are we. This whole thing being in the middle of the ocean is still kind of messing with me.
What was the last thing? It said 18 fathoms, however the heck much that is.
That is, yeah, we'd have to do a conversion. And Planet Force says, if it gives you lightning hands, it's magic! I don't know, I could stick my wires in the electrical socket. I don't know if that would work.
Disgusting.
Burning ones. It's science fiction. Yeah, definitely heavy on the fiction. But out of creating a whole new world, though, I mean, this is neat. Now, is this based on a book or a series? Is this wholly original?
Well, no. This is loosely based on the objectivist novels by Ayn Rand. So you look at The Fountainhead, Atlas
so
Shrugged. It's based on those, in that the fictional characters from this are adhering to a version of her philosophy, which is the same idea of John Galt, which is that the truly best specimens of humanity are being dragged down by everybody else. And if you could just make a society that didn't need them, you would be better off, or at least those people would be better off.
Yeah, I think she'd be the first one voted off the island. Phil Mysterious says, yeah, the city is powered by Ken Levine's smug self-satisfaction. Oh, I love it. Quote of the night.
Not by Ayn Rand's hypocrisy?
Yeah, either one. Yeah, Ariel Wilson says, yeah, a fathom is about 6 feet, she thinks. So...
I thought a fathom was more than that.
I don't know.
I honestly
no, Leah says that's a rod. A fathom is longer, she thinks. Anyone says, yeah, well, I was a little confused about this on Bioshock 2 after you rise to the surface and see a giant building called... What is this? Fontaine's Industries? And smoke coming... Fontaine's Industries, okay.
Yeah.
And smoke coming in. My phone is really small.
Frank Fontaine is another character in this fictional universe. It also maps pretty well to another character in Ayn Rand's.
Yeah, he says the building, there was smoke coming out of it, so he wasn't sure exactly how that worked. So obviously they were using that for some kind of event thing. Ariel says, yeah, one arm span of an average human, I think. I don't know. I got a pretty big armpit. Leah Crow says, oh, never mind, you're right. So Phil Mysterious, yeah, fathom is 6 feet, 1.8 meters. So 18 fathoms is about 100 feet or so. So that's pretty shallow then. if
Well,
you gotta,
that may be. Oh, well, the blood decal pop in. Hello.
wow, that's a thing. Blood decal popping. That's
Well,
a phrase
it's
I don't think
emulation.
anybody wakes up in the morning and thinks they're going to be saying by the end of the day.
Emulation. Okay, I still did not get the. Jesus.
Yeah, somebody trying to use that phrase in like everyday, situation. I would love to hear your attempt to see the reactions of people around you when you say that out loud.
The dental office. I forgot.
I don't think your dental's going to be covered.
If people wanted to ask, like, what is this game like? It's like, it's a shooter with a fetch quest system in it. Because that's basically what it is. It's doors and keys. In this case, it's literally doors and keys because I need a key for that door, which I don't have.
Actually, is it a shooter? I would call it a whacker at this stage.
That's because Chad asked me not to use guns. I'm not using guns.
I'm just curious what would be more combat effective. Burning One in the says, Alex, the great best character. Knows that's Bioshock 2, but still. Ariel Wilson says, yeah, makes sense actually. The safest depth for diving suits is about 250 feet. So if that's true, it's the location of, quote unquote, middle of the Atlantic Ocean. If it was on
so
coast
you assume
or
you're
a
not building on the
shelf,
bottom, or for some reason you're building really shallow for some weird reason.
because most of the Atlantic Ocean is usually like, 17,000 feet in places. So yeah, that to me is just kind of messing with my head, just location-wise. Well, the Big Daddies aren't alive, really, though. Really? So I don't know who's in those. Pion 4 says, yeah, reason Bioshock 2 is better than Bioshock 1. Oh, so is that the case? Did people feel that Bioshock 2 is better than the original?
From a gameplay perspective, it's very arguable that it is. A lot of the issues with the gunplay and especially with a lot of the the hacking mini games, a lot of those issues are addressed in the second game. A lot of people don't feel that the story of the second game was necessarily as engaging.
Right. Okay. So they refined some of the gameplay, but it was a little bit lacking in the story.
That's the tennis ball machine. Thought it was a turret.
Oops. Ariel says, yeah, alive or not, pressure will crush you if you go deep enough with an inadequately reinforced suit. That is true. Pion 4, yeah, moral decisions with greater depth than eating babies or not. Oh, are they eating babies? I could grow to like this game. Let's see.
Okay, so now I have telekinesis, which basically, you have to get because the game scripts a certain encounter that it wants you to do this way. There's basically, guys that throw explosives at you, and then you're supposed to grab them and throw them back to kill him, and then to blow up some debris to advance. And, those people I know, right after they get that, they drop that plasmid to go back to burning things and electrifying things and stop catching explosives, because it's really not that much fun to do. It's kind of glitchy.
Gotcha. So the mechanic is
it doesn't feel reliable and a reliable and enjoyable way to aim.
Gotcha. All of these abilities, though, they seem very violence-oriented, so if you're evolving a species, why would you want to have that in a closed society of supposedly the best of all people?
Well, I think there is a story attached to that unfolds as the game goes on. About
it's just, I could understand if they wanted to keep at bay all the lower quote-unquote class of peoples.
Yes, they do. Yeah. So that's how it starts. But the other thing is the idea of having it so that there's no government regulation of anything. So in other words, government doesn't tell a business person what they can and can't do. So that leaves the door open for business operating in a manner more consistent with organized crime. And that's where the Adam and Eve stuff comes from. Science discovers this thing, this process of genetic modification. And because government doesn't believe it has a legitimate role regulating it, it doesn't. Until finally it's literally forced to, and the way it does is that it nationalizes it. What happens is that Frank Fontaine Industries, and Frank Fontaine is basically a criminal, is the enterprise that ends up in control of these plasmid. And then what happens is that when society is starting to collapse horribly because of how violent these people are, how dangerous the process is, and everybody gets addicted to it, and all the abilities are very violent, Andrew Ryan nationalizes the company, takes it over, and continues to sell the stuff.
Wow, okay. Oh, Leah says, yeah, so if the depths are correct, that these underwater buildings can't be more than 12 stories tall or so.
I gotta say, I only remembered... Oh, okay, here he is.
Burning One says, yeah, the lighthouse is located off the coast of Maine. Okay, that makes more sense to me. Other than just saying, quote-unquote, middle of Atlantic.
I forgot how to use this stupid plasmid. I hate this sequence. I really, really...
Oh, really? Is it one of those horrible necessities, or...?
Yes, it's a horrible necessity. They will not let you get by into surgery through this broken door, except by the means of catching this dope's... I can't remember how to throw them now. I'm catching them, but I'm unable to throw them because the right trigger doesn't do it, and the A button doesn't do it, and I don't remember which button does it.
We can ask chat. If you remember what button you should push, please put in comments below.
Oh, see, every button I press just drops them. View controls. Fire plasmid, fire weapon, switch plasmid, change ammo, jump, interact.
Can you use the wrench like a baseball bat?
Trigger again? I'm gonna die though. I'm basically just gonna get next time. That's okay. But there's no other way to pass this bit. Okay, yeah, the left trigger does it. Ugh, okay. And that one blew up my face instead of my catching it.
Owie.
But they also know this is going to happen because they literally put a revive chamber in this room. So this guy is still half dead. I've gotten half my health back, and I only had to walk around a corner.
I'm the goddamn doctor!
I don't even think I need to bother with him after I've blown the door. I can just...
You ruined everything! Get him! Have your heartbeats tear into bits!
That's a guy who has an ability to... Oh. I'm gonna die here too. There's one guy who has the ability to, I think, mind control other splicers, which I think manifests as an ability to alert them to your presence. So in other words, if he sees you, all of a sudden a bunch of other guys will start seeing you.
Oh, Pion 4 says, yeah, the respawn chamber was also nationalized, apparently.
Oh, was it? I don't remember that bit. Quite possible.
I wonder if anybody's actually taken the little pipe minigame and dubbed over, like, Nintendo Mario sound effects.
Nurse, clean this place up. Let's call it a day. I need this just a little more hygienic. I tried to help her.
Let's see if there's...
I tried to help. Oh, sometimes someone...
Oh, ow. I think there's another tart over there. I think my tart is probably bit the bullet.
Well, this is good.
Welcome to the circus of value. Come back when you get some money, buddy.
Come, Scalpel! Scalpel! How can I help you if you won't come to me?
At Surgical Savings, we'll happily work out an affordable payment plan for any major procedure.
Okay, this will actually be a difficult hack. They put lots of bombs in your way.
Joy.
Water moves faster. But it's still possible.
Oh, Burning One says, yeah, Tannenbaum and Shushong, if I'm pronouncing that right, are most known for their part in the development of atom and plasmids.
Yeah, we're gonna meet them. Well, not meet them. I mean, there's diaries from them. Sushong, I don't remember. Like, some of these characters are still alive in the world, although a lot of them won't be by the time we're done.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, hey, look, it's no spoiler to say a lot of people down here are dead, and some of the ones who aren't will be.
Yeah.
Not much of a spoiler.
Well, if you and your wrench have anything to say about it. Now, do you specifically enjoy or are more effective with one as opposed to the other weapon types? Do you do better with guns, or you definitely do better with melee weapons?
Shotgun is good in this game. I mean, in terms of being effective. I mean, it isn't necessarily all that much fun compared to a lot of the other kinds of weapons. But it is effective.
Now, did they
and there's also
take away special ammo?
there's also a bunch of different ammo types. So, for instance, like there's fiery ammo and explosive ammo and electric ammo and all these other things.
Oh, Burning One says Shong is dead. I think you heard it when you played the album backwards. Shong is dead. Pion 4 says, yeah, Shong's Diary series is one of the most well done in the game, though. And that's a high bar.
I can agree with that.
Cool.
A lot of them are very good. It's kind of a shame that I'm skipping him instead of moving things along. But
oh, Burning One says, yeah, and you see how he dies if you play Bioshock Infinite Burial at Seas.
I have that, and I have not finished it yet. I just kind of wandered away from it.
Burning One says crossbow is his favorite weapon. Do you have a crossbow in this?
I think so, but I think I don't use it much myself, so I probably... I don't remember much about it. Alright, so here we are. I think this might be we're approaching the boss battle. This is,
What can I do with...
Oh, there are bosses?
Well, Steinman's a boss.
You won't...
Oh.
Or a mini-boss.
I want to make them beautiful, but they always turn out wrong. That was too fat. This was too tall. This was too symmetrical. And now, what's this, guys? An intruder. He's ugly. 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 Ugly! Look at you. Here he is.
Oh, Pion 4 says, yeah, you can actually set traps with a crossbow eventually.
Oh, yeah! I do. Okay, I remember that now, yeah. lock you in here? No. Ah, come on. No, I have... Yeah, here's where the wrench thing falls flat, because I have no Eve. I have no powers and just the wrench, and they give these characters much more health than the regular ones.
Yeah, Burning One says, yeah, you don't get the crossbow until Fort Frolic.
Yeah, and is the harpoon gun, is that Bioshock 2, or is that in this one? I can't remember now for sure. Static discharge. Okay, that's useful. Now, if I could lure this guy into a turret. But I think he stays in this room.
There's nothing you can do to get the Tommy gun away from him?
Well, he'll drop it once he's dead.
No, I mean before that.
But no, I don't remember there being a way to disarm him. I probably need to go
with like the telekinesis or something.
I probably need to go to a vending machine and buy... if I can afford it.
They're like EVE Online.
Oh, it's locked me in this area.
Ooh. That's not good.
I think it may have locked me in here. Boss fight.
Oops.
Alright, there's one Eve hypo.
Oh, Burning One says no, the harpoon gun is for Bioshock 2, so...
Ah, okay, yeah, so that's what I was...
Maybe getting ahead of yourself. And you find it in a bar, oddly enough. Oh, Vort's in the chat. Hi, Vort.
Okay,
yeah, remastered Bioshock. Also, oh, I'm jealous even though it's on sale. It has... and I has no monies. Sorry, Vort Huguenot. Yeah, we're doing Bioshock because having power issues at the house, so we're not getting a replacement transformer till tomorrow. So instead of doing our normal marathon Rubicon series, Narc is going to be doing a one-off on a game that I haven't seen. I never went through the Bioshock series, so he's doing a playthrough for us.
So you can
and
see
me.
there, he ran to this health station. If he had gotten there and I had hacked it, it would have killed him.
Ah. Yeah, Vort says, yeah, Bioshock is one of the greats. Enjoy it thoroughly. I've also heard great things about Red Dead Redemption, which also I have not played.
Yeah, that's...
I'm surprised you didn't pick that one, to tell you the truth.
I just picked this one because of the anniversary, literally.
Ah. Well, no, that's probably more apropos. Yeah, that guy was a jerk.
Well, they're all jerks. Yeah, so you notice here,
Burning One has a quote to say, but it'd be a spoiler.
Yeah. They give you lots of environmental hazards here, right? So there was a pool of water over there, so if you're using the electric one, you can zap them, and then they all go into the water, they get zapped. But there's also a pool of oil over here, so if I had been using the fire one, I could have waited until here and then set the pool on fire.
Very cool. Yeah, Vort says, oh my god, Red Dead is amazing. Yeah, that's what everyone says. I totally hear that. Memlor's in the chat. He says, hi, Memlor. He says, yeah, you've never played Bioshock? Capitol. Nope, I have never played Bioshock. I am Bioshockless. I have heard awesome things, though, so don't get me wrong. Just for a lot of games, especially if I get into a particular title, I tend to be very myopic. I tend to leech onto one and stick with it. Yeah, Gray Fox also says, yeah, Red Dead Online was also pretty fun, too.
I never played the online version, or the online mode, let's say, in either GTA or Red Dead. The Red Dead 2 is supposed to be more heavily involved with the network stuff, like some kind of co-op mode or something. so I'm looking forward to that. Hey man, I'm down here. You not see me anymore? I just zapped him. It's not like he doesn't know I'm here. I mean,
You throw a grenade?
I don't have any yet, so the only way I could throw one would be if he throws one at me. But that's okay. You know what? I'll just use a gun once.
Burning one says code yellow.
Oh wow, that's a really.
Says
hard
nobody
hack.
would get the reference anyway.
I gotta admit I don't.
Sounds like another tunnel collapse.
Pulled an Amber Alert on me. Pion 4 says, yeah, bash the health stations when you're leaving an area because it it deactivates them, but it gives you health packs. Yeah, he mentioned that before.
Yeah,
there's a cheat where you can put
that's
this
not
on.
a trick I ever knew about. But I think this door may have locked behind me now. Oh no, it didn't. Okay. Oh, there is a health station where? Here, I think.
Grey Fox says, yeah, it was really fun riding around with my buddies and posse, bringing justice to the
I
West.
don't think I ever really paid attention to that. I always used to hack them, but I never bothered bashing them to get them to give you health kits.
Yeah, I'm surprised that with the success of Westworld, somebody hasn't approached them or the Red Dead Redemption guys haven't got together saying, hey, we need a Westworld game, you know?
Well, there's also something called Wild West Online, which I think is being worked on.
Oh, really? Yeah, they may be putting that.
Door or what?
Vort says hacking the OS is better than bashing. He says, yeah, but you can only... Burning One says you can only hack once. Ariel Wilson says, yeah, remember when single-player mode was actually the primary feature of the games? Oh, yeah. Good old Gnop. Leah's Bro says, yeah. You mean every game I've ever cared about? Yeah, there have been a lot of games which are all single player. Which
I wonder if I messed this up by leaving the area.
Oh, did you? Actually, can you? Is it one of those things you can goof?
Emergency access. All right, no, I guess I think I missed a bit of a scripted sequence where somebody was supposed to tell me something.
It's a little one. Here's your chance to get some Adam.
Alright, here's where stuff gets even more creepier than previously they had been, which was already pretty creepy.
Is that possible?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Vort says, honestly, I almost forget the time that you didn't need an internet connection to play games. Yeah, that's true.
Stay away from her, or it is you who will be shot next.
Easy now, Doctor. He's just looking for a
Them darn internets.
I'll not have him hurt my little ones.
It's okay, lad. That's not a child. Not anymore, it ain't. Dr. Tenenbaum saw to that.
Bitte do not hurt her. Have you no heart?
Aye, that's a pretty sermon coming from the ghoul who cooked up them creatures in the first place. Took fine little girls and turned them into that, didn't you? Listen to me, boyo. You won't survive without the out of those things are carrying. Are you prepared to trade your life, the lives of my wife and child, for Tenenbaum's little Frankensteins?
Here. There is another way. Use this. Free them from their torment. I will make it to be worth your while. Somehow.
Atlas, I would trade your life and your children for a bag of pucks. Okay, so, I realize you're a little bit behind. Nothing creepy about this scene of me menacing the tiny little girl with a wrench. So this is the quote-unquote moral choice of the game, which is when you get little sisters who are unprotected by big daddies and harvest them for maximum Adam that you can spend to implement plasmids, and that kills the little sister. Or you can quote-unquote rescue her, in which case you get a little bit less Adam and Tannenbaum will make it up to you later. All it basically means is that, like, if you harvest every little sister you get, which kills them, you get a steady flow of maximum Adam. Whereas if you rescue them all, you get a steady flow of less Adam, punctuated by bonuses that the doctor gives you for not killing them.
Yes, I heard that this was a big moral choice and issue of the game that was kind of polarizing.
Supposed to be. And the only impact it has on the ending is that there's literally like a threshold where if you have if you have harvested more than X little sisters, the game deems you to be bad, and the post-ending scene you get is that
the bad one.
You are a monster. Whereas if you've done one less than that, it's like, yay, you save everybody, hooray. So it's kind
here's my
weird.
question. Is there an ending you haven't done yet? Have you done both?
No, I think I've done both.
Okay, all right. Do you have a preference?
It literally is just, I choose to rescue them, not harvest them. I find that the hardship the game puts on you gameplay-wise is not prohibitive.
Well, the chat is blowing up as far as whether to eat them or not eat them.
I have no use
People
for
are saying
items.
rescue.
I play on plus mods, which means I have all the... Yeah, okay, if you do a new game plus on a profile where you've already got the games, then you've already got all the weapons and plasmids you have before, so you don't need Adam, because Adam is not the thing that powers your abilities, it's the thing that allows you to install them.
Right. See, for me, it's not so much the moral choice as that if you were going to eat the babies, the real question is will there be sauces?
Ion4 says, to be fair,
tartar?
I think the threshold number is 1. I don't think so. I believe the number
Szechuan?
is somewhere around like half. Like, if you harvest more than half the little sisters, you're deemed to be the bad guy.
Okay, what if you only do like a quarter?
Okay, so I rescue. A quarter it considers good. Like, you don't trigger the quote-unquote bad ending just by doing like 1 or 5 or 10 or something like that. It's more than that.
Wow. Okay. Good to know.
You saved me.
Phil says, teacher to play soccer.
Yeah.
That's possible. I don't think they have a big enough room for it, do they?
Just push me across the level now.
It says, take her to the ice cream shop.
So here's what happens is that they run away into the vent.
Those things may look like wee little girls, but looks don't make it so. You need all the Adam you can get to survive. If you cross paths with another of them gatherer's garden machines, make sure you pick up a new plasmid or two. That's if the price ain't too dear, of course.
Price says it might be 2. It's definitely not half, though.
I don't remember exactly what the number is. Maybe I'll look it up. Why don't we take a break right here?
Okie dokie.
And I'll go get myself a beverage bio break. And I'm pretty sure I'm safe in the station.
Certainly hope not. Well, can you crawl in the hole?
No, only the little sisters can crawl into the hole. Knocking on the side is how you get them to come out, but I think that only works for big daddies, and it doesn't work after you rescue them. Like after what the rescue is supposed to have been is that you have performed a complicated surgery removing a giant sea slug almost the size of the child's torso from its body in a manner in which the girl survives unharmed. It's really quite amazing.
Neat. Psychosurgery. All right, well, back in the next 5 minutes after Narc takes a break, and we'll continue on with the original Bioshock.
6 minutes.
Hello.
Hello, we're back.
Chat was jumping on Burning One. Now, play nice. We wanna have him feel welcome.
Yeah, so I looked it up. Pi is correct. The actual threshold number for harvesting of Little Sisters is 1. The game will let you harvest 1. But if you
just
harvest
as like a test?
more than 1, I don't even think it's a test. I think it's...
Just for the experience, so it doesn't count?
I think it's more of a question that they will allow you to, out of desperation, choose to get the bigger bonus one time. But any more than that, and they're like, no, you're a monster.
I was hungry.
Okay, so I got $80, and this is stuff I can buy. I can upgrade my maximum health, my maximum Eve, Eve Link, which gives you Eve when you pick up first aid kits, as well as health. Armored Shell, which is a passive bonus. It's a tonic that reduces physical damage. And Enrage, which is a plasmid that's basically like a taunt ability. It except instead of drawing aggro to you, it sends aggro somewhere else.
Interesting.
All right, so I think for me, actually, the ones that make most sense is Eve Link.
Sweet.
And that's all I can afford. Armored Shell wouldn't be bad, but I don't have enough slots. The other thing you need to be able to do is you need to be able to upgrade the number of slots.
Wow, we're in No Man's Sky territory already.
Yeah. This is the thing where the number of plasmids and tonics you can have is limited by slots, and you have to buy access slots.
There's always something.
Is that
Pi and Force says Enrage is pretty fun, but it is expensive. Oh, Burning One says, please say Adam, because when you said $80, I got confused. That's okay, so did I.
Oh, yeah, and that was a Gatherer's Garden machine, so the currency I was dealing with there was Adam, not dollars. The other vending machines like this one are the ones that use dollars. That is true.
Welcome to the circus of value.
Hey, Ariel Wilson says, you managed to pick the first and so far only Bioshock content on this channel. Good for you. Well, if it is this popular and it is this good, we should probably do them all. I would not be, against that. And from what I'm seeing, this definitely seems interesting. I think I avoided this probably because, to me, this was creepy as all heck. And sometimes for that type of game,
creepy. I mean, it's not outright scary.
I'm not highly motivated
kind of
to play
creepy.
it. Well, same thing with Alien Isolation. I mean, I bought that and the expansion packs and all the other things because I'm a diehard fan back in 2014.
Okay.
I'm not playing it until now.
Yeah.
So...
Here's the other thing about the way these works, and this is a thing that I kind of liked and I wish more games would do. The fights to get more Adam out of the Little Sisters are optional.
Really?
You don't have to do them. Big Daddies do not go hostile automatically. They go hostile if you threaten the Little Sister. And the game will tell you like how many are on each level. I think it's usually like 3 per level.
Per level? Okay.
No.
Burning One says, yeah, this town is full of hypocrites. It certainly seems that way. Everyone in this is just
So if I want the reward that I can get from either harvesting or rescuing the sister, then I have to get it by fighting the daddy, which is tougher than most of the other enemies, especially at the beginning of the game. Or I can just bypass it and say, I don't need to fight you, I don't need that stuff, I'm not worth it. You get too close, though, and they will...
And you're stuck in the engagement.
They will attack you, yeah.
Leah says, I remember my friends only ever harvesting the Little Sisters. It's nice to see you rescue them. Yeah, that is kind of nice. I mean, instinctively, if I was in this, I probably would be rescuing them. But I would be joking about eating them all the time, because I usually joke about eating babies.
Well, that's only...
That's just my sense of humor. Little lemon, little tartar sauce, they'll be perfect.
look at, like... Vending machines also have Chechnya brand vodka in them.
Really? Now, is it accurate?
What do you mean?
Like label design, the lettering?
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen Chechnya vodka.
Oh, okay. Well, we should get out more.
I mean, there's not much to look at. It's not a very detailed object. It's just this little...
Burning One says in Bioshock 2, you can actually get in hug reach of a Big Daddy. He always rescued them. He's a saint.
Help me find this patient, nurse.
It's hard to see you as a saint-like figure constantly, you know, caressing this large metal wrench that you beat people to death with. I'd like to know how vodka actually is supposed to bring back health.
Yeah, they do weird stuff with the alcohol and the cigarettes and the other things in this, so that they usually give you one thing but then take away something else, unlike the food and the health kits, which just, you know, straight up your stuff.
So it's kind of like a balancing act for what you need at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Fuck's on.
20 Adam, you mean?
No, in this case, $20.
Oh, okay.
Adam you can only get from Little Sisters. Eve hypos that power the abilities you have, you can get lots of places. They're lying around. Enemies will drop them. But for Adam, it's Little Sisters or DFO.
Gotcha.
Security alert deactivated.
Leah wants to know, does vodka have calories? Yes, it does.
It does.
Lots of alcohol does. In fact, a lot of alcoholic beverages, because even though it's not the same type of calories, though, it still actually does take your body energy to break down.
Okay, so we're actually leaving the first level now. And it gives you a warning.
Wow, so
it says you have
this
not...
was just level 1.
Yeah, it was all just level 1. You have not rescued or harvested all the Little Sisters on this deck. You need Adam from them to become more powerful. It will be very difficult to survive without getting more Adam. So it really wants you to go back and do... and do the other Little Sister. In which case, I think to do a Big Daddy, I'm not going to...
I don't think I'm comfortable with that phrase, doing Little Sister. That just sounds wrong on so many levels.
Yeah,
I
admit. Okay, this is just a...
I wonder if the game designers thought of this phrasing before they put this game out.
Phrasing. Are we still doing phrasing?
Yes, we are definitely doing phrasing. Burning One says, actually, yeah, you can get Adam from the Tannenbaum gifts.
Yes, so... but that's coming later.
Oh, shotgun time.
Yeah, so I figured I'm not going to...
Now we're talking.
It's the big deal.
Yeah, who wants to wrench it all? It's a hair-wrenching experience.
I only have the one Eve hype. That's not great.
Now, what's the range of this shotgun? Because I'm used to the horrible Destiny 1.5 range thing.
It's a little better than that.
Okay, because the PUBG stuff, it's like you hit people a mile away with it, and I'm like, wow, that's a shotgun I want to have.
It's not that good. Disgusting. Okay, I can hear. Yep. There he is. Yep, dead. That was another thing that I always disliked about this game, right? When you die taking an action like shooting a gun, when it respawns you in the vital chamber, the first thing you always do is perform that action. So you always end up like wasting a round on the outside of the vital chamber.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that always happens to me. Okay, sorry about that. Is there a message?
Nope, that's fine.
Yep. So, the damage I inflicted on that Big Daddy, he will still have. So you can use this to cheese.
Having to defeat these guys, yeah, if you're not good in one throw.
Yeah.
So I think there's no way to play nice with them then, huh?
Well, you can. I mean, you can just avoid them. You know. Okay, I've got only one round of the electric shock, so I guess that's not useful.
Bioshock 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I wish I had a friendly turret in a good position to
Keep away from my patients!
Ariel Wilson says, yeah, at least you weren't using a grenade launcher. Yeah, that tight confined space, I think that would have been a problem.
Might have been, yeah. And he doesn't aggro while you're fighting other things, too.
Well, that's
so
good.
You can take care of other, like, he doesn't defend, other splicers. The little... Oh, almost had a couple more shots I would have had him. Not...
Burning One says, yeah, does anyone know the first model of Big Daddy's labeled as Alpha model could use plasmids?
What was the greatest line ever created? What is the most vicious obscenity ever...
Yeah, because that sounds so safe. Yeah, can you imagine those things actually using them? Because that would sound highly terrible to me.
Okay, so that's him down.
Only took, what, 3 attempts?
Yeah, I'll have a better time of it once I've got some better passive abilities.
If you ate the Little Sisters before, would you have had enough energy to, or more energy to defeat the daddies?
No, it's not the energy. It basically gives you... I would have been able to buy another plasmid or upgrade a slot. So that's what... And it would have been like, right now, I only have two plasmids to choose from out of 3. So what it gives me is more slots so that I could have, like, fire, electric, telekinesis, and something else all equipped so that I can choose from whatever I want. Okay, there's another ice area. Yeah, see here, like here, for instance, I have fire, but I can't have it equipped because I don't have enough slots. It's kind of like weapon slots in Destiny, right? Where I've got only 2 things I can choose from. I own more, but I can't use them without having them equipped. And I can't change what's equipped except at a Gatherer's Garden.
Burning One says, what's that popping sound? If you mean that little ticky counter, I think he's counting up his funds.
And there's another daddy
right
there. So it basically throws the other sister on this level right at me as soon as I've defeated the other one.
Wow, that's not very nice.
Well, it wants you to.
Game there are 2 models. There are bouncers and rosies. Are those the 2 models?
Oh, there's more than there's several models, I think.
Really?
There's at least 2.
Okay.
There's at least those 2, and yeah, that one was a bouncer, and some of them have different weapons,
abilities, and
like there's the one that has the drill.
The other one they use for the cover.
See, this one is the bouncer, and he has the drill. And a Rosie, something else. I think maybe he has like a harpoon gun or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, one was the one that they had on the cover art.
You're trolling with saber!
Look for the garden ordnance.
So, does anybody know the actual population density of what Rapture was supposed to have? I mean, how many people live here?
I don't.
Pine Force says, "Oh, I missed the Big Daddy fight." Well, it took him 3 attempts, so it'll be a big chunk of the stream if you scroll back. Anyone says in the second game there are more types.
Yes.
So I think they expanded that character.
Yeah, okay, so this is telling me there's 2 little sisters left on this level. Yeah.
So that means you have a minimum of 2 Big Daddy engagements?
Yeah. Yeah. Again, they're optional. You know, you don't have to do them. I can just leave. Just did see that the game warned me about doing that is not a great
No.
And the map labels, I think, the vents that the little sisters come out of. Okay, no, that's the Gatherer's Garden. I don't think I don't know if it labels the vents or not.
Burning One says probably 100,000.
I guess it's the
as far as population go.
Okay, I guess it's the gene bank where I can change the other stuff, which is the Onyx and the setup. I don't think I can change this. I don't think I can change what I have available to equip without one of those machines. It's not the garden. I think it's the gene bank.
Pion Force says, yeah, the icons show Big Daddies if you haven't harvested them.
Right. Okay. All right, what do people want me to do? People want me to leave with what I've got, or to do the other Big Daddies?
Pion Force says, yeah, the little sister icons indicate you've already saved them, so those are the ones you've taken care of.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Are you down enough so that is there anything that you need to collect to advance the levels, or would those engagements just drain you? And you would be far weaker when you continue on? That would be my question. Because if you're not sucking them dry, there doesn't seem to be any point going after the little
No,
sisters
you do get a significant amount out of and just rescuing them. Like I said, it's not really that punitive. It's just that you lose a little bit of it now, and then you get it back later when Dr. Tenenbaum will you.
Has his eye on Rapture. Keep your eye on the parasite.
Burning One says, my daddy's smarter than your Gatherer's Guard.
What is this? What does the chat want me to do? Attack the Big Daddy or just go to the next level?
I don't know. They're quiet on that. Yeah, nobody's actually said.
Oh, okay.
Pine Force says normally it's best to stick around for more Adam. So
It's true. Can't
when I
deny
hang
that
out
is
to
true.
level up. Well, normal. Do you think you'd be able to continue and still be successful?
It is only normal, so I think it's possible. It's not impossible.
Whack the station.
Let's see, where did it go? Anyway?
Yeah, Pine Force says yeah, it was okay to stick around for more Adam, but not really for the other resources. So you might as well move on.
Yeah, but there's another Big Daddy. Where are you?
Mm-hmm. Now, do you get more points, or is it better to clear off as many of those as possible?
Oh, okay. I made a mistake.
Oops, what happened?
I attacked the Big Daddy with no little sister present. Which means you don't get anything. I don't know if you can maybe get them to come out of the vent after that.
Can you bail once you've attacked or engaged? Or?
Yeah, exactly. They disengage when you die and respawn. So if I avoid that Big Daddy now, he won't automatically assault me. And with no little sister around, they don't just go after you. You're not threatening anything. All right, we might as well leave.
Yeah, Pine Force says there aren't any more little sisters to harvest here, so.
I don't think there's anything else that's trying to collect around.
Yes? You tacky little nothing! That won't work!
Oh, I can't believe that whole bit was literally level 1. So how many playable levels are there, you said? 20?
No, I think it's I said about 20 hours. It's not that
20
many
hours.
It's not that many levels, though.
Okay.
See, so it might still complain about me leaving, but I don't think so. If there are only 2 sisters and I've gotten them both, then that should be it. Yep. Okay. So then we go to Neptune's Bounty. Those slots there are each one of those slots is a location in the game, which basically is analogous to a level.
Gotcha.
And you can voluntarily backtrack. So basically, once we've gone, like for instance, so if I passed up a little sister before, but I want to go back and get one, you can always do that.
You could,
so
if you wanted.
yeah, so like for instance, if I turn right around and pull the lever here, right?
So it will remember the state of where you leave.
So I'm at Neptune's Bounty, and it will offer me to go back to Medical Pavilion. So basically, what you're looking at 7 levels here.
Nice.
Now you've had the pleasure of Andrew Ryan's company. He's the one who built this place, and he's the one who ran it into the ground. Nobody knows exactly what happened. Maybe he went mad. Maybe the power got to him. Maybe he just decided he didn't like people. Whichever way you slice it, good men died. My family's in a submarine hidden in the foundation of Fontaine Fisheries. I'll meet you there.
So there's lots of forms of storytelling in the game. There's the radio sequences like that, or when you run into NPCs. There's all the audio diaries, which we're skipping. But then there's the environmental stuff, which is, hey, what's going on here? Smuggler. So the kinds of crimes that people thought would be avoided by creating a utopia just end up creeping back in. And then you can see the guy's accused of smuggling, and suitcase though is full of Bibles.
Pion Force says, yeah, I don't think there's ever any need to backtrack, though, in the sense that if you grabbed everything you could the first time,
No,
you
no.
don't,
If you
open new
if
gates
you
or subsequent levels.
avoided harvesting or rescuing, like you could just you couldn't find one, or you just skipped it over, and you find yourself, oh, I need Adam because I want to buy something from a machine, then you could go back to a level, find that little sister, and harvest them. Okay, so here's Gene Bank. And here's where you get the slots and you get to swap stuff, right? So you've got the plasmids.
Burning One says, I grab all in the first go.
So now I've got 2 slots. Let me get rid of telekinesis and put in incinerate. And the tonics, I've got Hacker's Delight. Basically gives you health and Eve for doing hacking. And Evelink, which has first aid kits, also give you.
Pion Force says, yeah, environmental storytelling A+, but you lost points if you literally write on the walls, even if it is in blood.
Yeah, fair enough. I would say writing on walls with blood is something that absolutely gets overused. It's kind of silly.
Leah mentions, yeah, Bible smuggling is a thing in certain parts of the world. That is true. That is very true.
Well, okay, I guess it depends on what you mean by that, because there are people who are self-described missionaries who are, in their beliefs, apparently, bringing the word of God to people who live in countries where the government does not want that done, like China and Russia, particularly. I'm not sure I see that situation quite the way they do. From the government's perspective, though, those people are smuggling. From their perspective, they are doing ministry. It's
Yeah.
I'm not saying both sides are equally valid. I'm just saying
bootlegging.
I'm saying there are 2 sides, literally. Like, not 2 sides. Oh crap.
What'd you do now?
I missed that. Alright. Safety is everyone's responsibility. 91 days since our last accident. Accidents last year, 4. Accidents this year, 2. He's not updating this.
I think they just changed the title of accident to on purpose.
Okay, and that's a new kind of splicer. We don't have the camera yet, though, so there's not too much we can...
I mean, you can, like, steal their souls. Oh, wait, wrong video game.
They give you research points, and the research points actually increase your combat effectiveness against the things you photograph. That's a Houdini, I think.
It's kind of like research.
Yeah. Alright, let's not mess this one up. Wait.
Yes, please. We're not doing the drunk stream yet, so...
Nope, not yet.
I haven't seen you use the Tommy gun yet. Does the Tommy gun not work very well? I figured that would be like the #1 go-to.
No, it's okay. I get no issues with it.
See, I'd be running for that damn thing.
Yeah, I'll switch to the Tommy. But let's see, regular machine gun rounds.
Oh, a lot of it's no good. You know,
and
I'd want it to be
anti-personnel rounds. So there's some rounds that are like better against soft targets than they are against like big daddies or tarts. Alright, so they give you a big daddy right out of the way. A Kraken crabs! Fontaine fisheries.
Do not approach the Little Sisters.
Approach the Little Sisters. Two fish. Two fish.
Have some candy, little girl. I'm again bolt on the side. It's actually supposed to be on the top.
Well, okay, actually, I wouldn't necessarily say that Bioshock. I mean, I think the portrayal there was that Christian was a victim of the terrible things that are going on here. I wouldn't necessarily say then that if you consider Andrew Ryan to be anti-Christian, I don't think the game is being sympathetic with his position.
So you can't save the fish?
No.
Darn it.
We're down here. What's down here? There's a bunch of stuff. A bunch of turrets or something? Yeah.
Under the piers. Under the piers. We're convoluting and we are shooting under the piers. You want to come and sail away, shooting splicers all the day. Burning One says, yeah, not surprising that fishing is a big industry and a whole city is underwater. Yeah, I'm surprised. It's like, what else do they even have the option to eat? Pion Force says, yeah, the religious and secular end up pretty much the same way in Rapture. Oh, hey, look at that irony.
This way, and I'm not looking to attack you right now.
Now, here's a question. Has anybody actually made, with the minigame, like, have the fluid go through every single pipe that you possibly could before it gets to the end? Has anybody bothered? I'd be curious.
Look up under this Bioshock. So you see here, we didn't see this before, but the sister is literally using this tool to get Adam out of the dead splicers. That's where it comes from.
Creepy.
But it's not just that they do that. You notice she actually drinks what she takes out of the bodies. It's not like Adam is in all the bodies, and if you just knew how, you could get it yourself. Like the sea slug in the little sister's body is what processes what they get out of the corpses and turns it into Adam that you get by harvesting her.
Yuck.
So yeah, it's even creepier than you thought. And you already thought it was pretty creepy.
Oh, well, from all the videos I saw and the environment, and I think the playthrough I attempted, or maybe I had a beta, I forget what. I can't remember if was this on the 360?
Yes, on the 360. There might have been a demo. There's also a Mac version, so there's probably a demo on that as well.
Okay, because I think if I played it at all, I probably did a demo on the 360. And, yeah, I think it probably creeped me the heck out. Oh, Pion 4 says you should eat a health pack, please.
Oh, yeah, he's right. I should.
Yep. I love Funkmon asking me to. He said,
now I'm wondering if I can game this Big Daddy by attacking him from under here, because I've got this turret.
Think that'll work?
Oh, all right. Blew up the turret in one shot. Well, no help
there you
then.
go. I love it when Funkmon during one of the alien ones says, "No, use a health pack." It's like I don't want to beat him with a health pack.
He's not a melee one, so he can hit me from under here, unlike the other.
Right.
Guy. Yeah, he's slinging grenades.
Burning One's getting punny. He says, you know, little sisters see this place, and it's still pretty, and they don't see all this decay and stuff.
Yeah, he's got like a harpoon gun or something like that. And so that didn't go great. Say.
Well, is the Tommy gun more effective than the shotgun, or
no?
Okay, it is not.
Usually you end up having to switch up what weapons you drew because of lack of ammunition. That's you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was wondering what the limiting factors would be for that. Oh, Leah Crow says, dare I ask what the Spaghettis are doing with Little Sisters? Even the terminology sounds creepy. Iron Force is defending them, obviously. Yeah, but is it a sense of loyalty, friendship, saving them as a snack?
No,
I'm not sure the dynamic.
They're
is that what it
conditioned
is?
to do it.
Mm-hmm.
A little capital punishment is a small price to pay to protect all of our freedoms.
A little capital punishment is a small price to pay to protect all of our freedom. Oh, I was one shot away.
Oh.
All right. Well, the good thing about that is that you go back, you take your one shot, and you're done.
Yeah, but still, it's so close. And there's no way that you can lead them into a way that gives you either a better choke point or a strategic advantage, or to close them off and
that's
into
what I was,
a room they can't escape.
That's what I was hoping to do with the turret, but then he took it out with one grenade because he's a grenade slinging guy, so didn't help me as much as I thought it would.
Use the crab.
Yep, literally one shot away.
Woohoo! In Destiny terminology, he was absolute.
Okay, rivet gun. That's what. Come on, give me the damn gun. It was allowing me to pick it up. Oh, it won't.
Oh, is it glitched?
I think it might.
Ugh.
Alright. Never mind. Here, the next one. I lost track of the sister. The sister ran away and probably went into a vent while I was doing that fight, and so I didn't actually get it.
Damn it!
I don't know if that means I can't. I don't remember.
If you got telekinesis, can't you just pick him up and throw him away?
Yeah, I just find it so clumsy to use. I don't like it. Or rather, I'm not... No, the appropriate way to put it is I'm not good with it. That is the truth of it. That I am bad at that.
So it's not as good as the Force powers of Mass Effect.
It is a perfectly valid playstyle, but it is, yeah. I mean, I would say it's about as easy.
Well, I remember how frustrated you were getting with Andromeda, so.
What a place to put.
Yeah, sometimes the timing and pacing of these things don't quite work as planned.
Side.
Oh, Plan 4 says he thinks that you can pick the ammo for the rivet gun, but not the actual gun itself.
I think you get that gun at some point. I just don't remember when. I don't remember whether you get it off the first Big Daddy you see who has it or not.
You think you can hide? The Lord sees all our sins. I will ask you.
This isn't over.
Yeah, is that really hard in this game?
On these big turrets, it is.
I wasn't sure if the explosions or effects or any of the other stuff
Oh,
were.
and this is a hard hack to do. Okay. It's gonna be a lot of bombs, a lot of empty places. Have to go right. That.
Yeah, Burning One says, yeah, no, the rivet gun is a usable weapon in Bioshock 2.
Oh, is it not in this one? It might not be.
Yeah. Now, did you play Bioshock 2 right
Yes.
after Bioshock 1?
Yep. Well, I mean, it didn't come out right away, but I did.
Yeah, no, I was just curious as whether it was as quick or as desirable after the first time around, where you said, "Oh, I've got to play the sequel."
Yes. No health kits. But I have a rocket turret. That's something.
Sounding more like The Division.
I know what you're up to.
Which, you know, was funny. I watched Mario and Fafa play that the other day.
Yeah, I did too.
Yes, that was hysterical.
Now see, here's the thing. If I had kept the... if I equipped the telekinesis here...
Yeah.
Instead of, say, the electricity or the incinerate, right? I swap incinerate out for telekinesis. And then I can do that.
Oh, wow.
So it lets you pick up things that you can't reach.
That's terribly useful.
The better this place will be. Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
You think you're gonna run?
I kind of wish you could do that in Destiny for all those Ingrams that roll away.
Yeah. Well, you don't really lose those except for...
This isn't
Greens.
over.
Bion 4 says, yeah, this 10-year-old game is still ticking all the right boxes, I gotta say. Yeah.
Oh, darn.
I gotta agree. I mean, I'm intrigued enough to want to actually play through this.
I would get the enhanced version.
Yeah? There's a better one for the
Yeah,
Xbox
they've
One?
given it a graphical once over. It's not as radical as what they did to the stuff in Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, that was it. That was extensive. And I gotta say, I did enjoy that though. Yeah, Burning One said both Bioshock games were very enjoyable for him.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. The second one, in terms of its story, maybe just doesn't do, like, it doesn't do enough that's revelatory for somebody to go, oh wow, you have to play this. You know, it's like it's more
Right.
Bioshock.
So if you enjoy the first one, you'll enjoy more of it.
Yes, but Bioshock was just this thing that, because of its style and presentation, you know, really impressed a lot of people what it was doing, and it's hard to pull that off. It's hard to pull that off twice.
Yeah, you know, once you get lightning in a bottle.
Even when they change the graphical style entirely and choose a different set of ideas to engage with in Bioshock Infinite, there's still plenty of people say like, well, that's what you've done. Okay, so there we go. There's the little sister. I am running... See, here's the choice about weapons. I am running short on shotgun shells now because I used them...
a lot on the Big Daddy.
On the Big Daddies, so now I don't have it.
Come on, Mr. B.
Damn grenades. Yeah, see, I'm backpedaling away from him and trying to navigate the environment backwards, and you get, kind of like Destiny and Halo, you get hung up on little
so many things. Yeah.
So,
it's like, oh my god, I've been tripped by a pebble.
Like here, we'll go out here, and he won't fire on me right away. I'll have to check the position of the little sister, because if the little sister runs away and gets to the vent, there's no point trying to finish the daddy off.
Yeah, Burning One says Bioshock 2 is a father-daughter story in a nutshell. So they kind of cover more of that dynamic in the story.
Oh yeah, see here, so that's the other thing, is that he throws prox grenades, and they stay in the environment.
But they proximity detonate on you when you get close.
Yeah, so like that will detonate if I get close.
See, I would trip over that so easily.
Oh, I just did. You didn't see it yet because you're on delay, but I did trip over.
Nope. But
that's what's making the beeping noise.
Ah.
Oh, and now I've got a splicer coming at me as well. You opportunistic jerks.
Oh, Leah's got to take off. Yep. She's got to go to work, so I'll see you in the next Rubicon stream. Thank you, Leah. Yep. Sorry about the
I think
goof
after,
up, but yeah,
after
we'll
I get this daddy, I think we may call the stream here anyway, because I think you get the idea. Maybe we'll do some more of this some other time as well.
Well, obviously we've got some people who are big fans, and I'm wondering, when we have time, I wouldn't mind going through the Bioshock series. That might be something we want to do. Well, we definitely like to thank everyone for joining us this evening. I certainly hope that you enjoyed our look at the Bioshock universe. I certainly am now far more interested and intrigued, and I think I've gotten over some of my creepiness. So so this is something that we might add to the channel. So thank you everyone for watching. And yes, we will be continuing on with our Rubicon X series next week. Hopefully, if my power situation fixes, we should be live on Sunday morning at 10:30 EDT to continue with the Alien Isolation series. And as everybody knows, Destiny 2 is right around the corner in less than 2 weeks, so keep your fingers crossed. That's going to be a big one for us. So thank you all for watching the stream, and I hope you guys have a pleasant evening. We hope to see you next time.
Bye.